És a következő programpontunkban a már többször említett blokk, nemzetközi blokk következik. Miért is gondoltuk azt, hogy ide érdemes betenni egy külföldi előadót? Azért, mert hogy ugye az EFQM modell, mint olyan, ez egy nemzetközi modell, ami alapjában véve minőség oldalról indult el, de a évek során ugye azért ez gyönyörű szépen kibővült, és már elért egy olyan szintre, amikor azt tudjuk mondani, hogy alapjában mivel nem csak egy minőségi modell, hanem ennél sokkal több, gyakorlatilag szervezetfejlesztési, vállalatfejlesztési modellként is szoktuk apostrofálni. Úgyhogy ebből a szempontból én nagyon fontosnak tartom azt, hogy tudatosítsuk mindenkiben, hogy az EFQM modell már nem csak a minőségi szakembereket szokta megmozgatni, már nem csak a minőségügyi elköteleződést tudja erősíteni és elősegíteni, hanem ennél sokkal többről van szó. És ahogy említettem az előző előadásomban, ugye ezzel kapcsolatban bekerültek olyan alapvető gondolatok magába a modellbe, amelyek tovább erősítik ezt a vonalat, hogy nem csak a minőség van a fókuszban, ugye magyarul is kiválóságmodellként apostrofáljuk az egészet, nemzetközi szinten is, hogyha ránézünk, akkor már teljesen máshogy van pozícionálva, mint korábban volt. Ezeknek az erősítésére vagy elősegítésére szolgál az a néhány behozott fő téma, amit már korábban említettem, tehát hogy tekintsünk ki a szervezetünkön kívülre, nézzünk rá arra, hogy milyen működési környezetben vagyunk, milyen nagy témakörök mentén alapul a szervezetünk, ebben hogyan tudunk kiválóak lenni, illetve például a fenntarthatósági témakörök is. Úgyhogy úgy gondoltuk, hogy érdemes ennek a gondolatmenetnek a megismertetését, ennek is teret adni, elnézést ezen a fórumon, és ezért hívtuk meg külföldi előadóként Vinciane-t, aki a EFQM szervezetnél már hosszú évtizedek óta működik, tehát ő tényleg részt vett az egész új modellnek a kidolgozásában is, és én fel fogom kérni pillanatokon belül őt angolul is arra, hogy tartsa meg az előadását. Az előadás az angol nyelvű lesz. A végén, hogyha valaki szeretne, vagy menet közben is feltenni kérdéseket, nyugodtan megteheti akár magyarul is. Ha érkezik kérdés, én ezt tolmácsolni fogom angol nyelven, és igyekszem a válaszokat is majd lefordítani. Magát az előadást nem fogjuk fordítani, de hogyha szükség lesz, akkor majd az SK honlapon valamilyen formában elérhetővé tesszük a magyar nyelvű átiratát is. And then I switched from Hungarian to English and welcome you, Vinciane, to our platform, to our event that is having sustainability as a focus. But of course, we are approaching this topic through our common approach, through our common model, the EFQM model. And I would like to ask you to give your presentation to our audience on the new EFQM model, how it helps to keep the most important topics in the focus of organizations, how sustainability is seen, whether it is, and I hope it is, one of these important topics, and also about the lens series, which are specifically designed to give special attention to highlighted topics that can also help and serve the sustainability approaches at organizations. Vinciane, please.
Thank you very much, Katalin, and thank you for having me talking today. Yeah, unfortunately, my Hungarian is not very good, so I will do the speech in English. I will start by introducing EFQM, although I could see from the presentation before, Katalin and Gabor already covered most of it. So really the aim of EFQM is to help organizations perform better. We are creating data-driven insights that we can get now from the AssessBase, and whether it's on the model or on the lens. And that's really something that we are developing more and more, and really something that we hope will fit your priorities and help you with your purpose and managing your people. So just a quick word about how we do that. We provide training, and well, EFQM does it in English, and our national partner in Hungary does it in Hungarian. So it's very much to provide capability, skills to your people to use the EFQM model throughout the organization. I'll cover first the recognition and come back to insight after that. So obviously, some organizations like to do assessments, and they also like to have to apply for recognition, to just have that engagement, that commitment, and that motivation on top of the work that is done, whether internally or externally. And of course, EFQM also has runs every year the EFQM Global Award, which is world leading. So it's the top level on the EFQM recognition. I'm coming back to the insights because that's the link to the rest of the presentation. So we also, through different workshops or projects that we can work with organizations, we also have developed this technology platform to enable organizations to do their own assessments. So based on that, whether organizations are doing internal or external assessments, we develop and start distributing EFQM scoring analysis, whether it's specific on your organization, sector specific, or more generic. But it helps organizations find where there are gaps and where there are good practices or high scores. I won't go very much into detail on the model because I think Katalin and Gabor covered that section already much more during their presentation. Just to say that besides Hungary, obviously the model is used by thousands of organizations around the world. And it's really what is key behind everything that the EFQM does, and also is linked to the lenses. Coming down to the AssessBase, where we call, well, the key phrase for AssessBase is very much benchmark, improve, and then dig a little deeper. So what is AssessBase? Maybe some of you already have been to the platform. So AssessBase is an online platform to help organizations improve and manage change. And they can measure, they can track, they can improve their performance well, whether it's against the EFQM model, understanding what's good, what's working well in the organization, or it's any of the topical lenses that I'll show you. And it's, I shouldn't say one size fits all, but it's very much open to any organization, any type of organization, whether it's a startup, SME, multinational, etc., depending on the timing within the organization or what's happening around the organization. Is it a crisis? Is it a change management, etc.? So it's there to help all organizations. The way it looks, and it recently had a lifting with a new homepage, a new welcome screen to the platform. I'll dig more into some of the tools, but you will certainly see we've grouped the diagnostic tools around sustainability, which is the topic for today, where we have tools for circular economy, the UN SDG, and net zero. So that's very much the one repository where you will find diagnostic tools and ways to run assessments, whether they are internal or external for your own organization, for your several business units, departments, etc. So all that, it's one place where you will follow up on all the assessments the organization is doing. So the 5 key benefits of using the platform is, one is access to your wider team. So in the old days, when there were organizations were doing assessments against the EFQM model, that was very much for a small part of the organization involved. Now with this platform, it's very much involving as many people as it is relevant. I'll show you in a minute on the different tools how you can use them as well. So it's getting through insights and analysis as to where the organization is strong at strategic level, on execution and on results. Also getting an overview of where other organizations are performing well. So a bit of comparison against that global index, which is the scoring against the EFQM model. Helping you to find out where you are strong, where you need to develop or to deploy or refine some business initiatives. And it's based on this world-leading assessment methodology using the EFQM model. So any of the tools that are in there are based on are driven by the EFQM model. So it's built on that world-leading assessment methodology, and using a simple and powerful logic with these 3 questions. So the why, which is very much direction, the how, the execution, and the what, the result. So whether you use the AssessBase or any of those tools based on the model, that's very much, you will find those 3 pillars in the model, but also we kept the same logic and the same way of asking 3 simple questions for any of the lenses, any of the topical lenses that we've developed into the platform. So what you will find using AssessBase, it's fit for any size of organization, anywhere around the world, at any stage of maturity. And whether you want to do that for the whole organization, a business unit, a department, a functional unit, etc. So you have access to 3 assessment tools against the EFQM model, and then specific tools for specific topics such as circular economy, UN SDG, net zero, innovation, etc. So the 3 levels of tools based on the EFQM model, we've called them the questionnaire, business matrix, and business matrix advanced. And so questionnaire is very much a light touch diagnostic. It's a simple questionnaire, and it can be used by organizations starting with the model just to get the first picture, first assessment, first understanding where are my strengths, where are our areas for improvement. Business Matrix and Business Matrix Advanced are working the same way. It's just that Business Matrix is doing the assessment at criterion part level and a light radar scoring, when Business Matrix is going down to the criterion parts and the full radar scoring at attributes level. As I was saying in the beginning, those tools can be used individually. If your organization is starting, you can use the questionnaire. If it's already a bit more mature, you can use only the Business Matrix or the Business Matrix Advanced. We have many examples where organizations want to involve more people into an assessment. They might be quite advanced and use the Business Matrix Advanced tool, but also will share. We had input to the assessment using the questionnaire with some specific part of the organization, whether it's a specific department or functions throughout the organization. Coming to the data insights of the AssessBase, so we've started running some deeper analysis, because we have all the scores from over 400 assessments using Business Matrix Advanced. You can see the range, the total score ranges from 200 to 800 points, the maximum being 1,000, but we've never seen a perfect organization scoring 1,000 points. And we can drill down into criterion parts, criteria, the radar attribute scores. We can do comparison by sector, by country, by company size, by score band also, 200, 300, 400 points, etc. And then also one thing that we are developing, and the more data in, the more data out, whether it's on the model or any of the lenses. One thing that we can provide, and we are building that, starting to build that, because we now have quite an enough quantity of data into the platform. We can also provide organization comparison by year. So organization can use the platform to run their assessments year 1, year 2, year 3, whether it's an internal one or external one. Also comparison by business units, by department. So we have some organization that we have one example of an organization that has used AssessBase for their 26 business units. So we can also help them compare unit by unit. In terms of digging deeper into the model on what the scores and the average are showing, on the chart below, you can see that the top scores lies into building sustainable relationship with customers and delivering the value to those customers. When we look at the lowest scoring area, that remains very much into the stakeholder perceptions. And if we look at in the chart below here, above here, sorry, when you look at comparison by score bands, you realize that whether you're 200 or 300 scoring organization or 700 scoring organization, the patterns is the same: stakeholder perception, and mainly society perception, results, partner, and suppliers remains the lower scoring areas. And this is what this chart shows, so that really the stakeholder perception results remains the lowest scoring areas. And this has been like that for ages and ages, since the start of the EFQM model. Certainly, the ability to collect and measure the perception of your customer, your people, that's scoring higher, and that's easier to do somehow. When measuring the perception of the society or the partners and suppliers is much lower. We touch upon this. So on AssessBase, yes, you have those 3 tools against the EFQM model to run your assessments on the EFQM model, but you also have diagnostic tools to measure and improve performance on a specific topic. This seminar is very much around ESG sustainability. So we have on the platform diagnostic tools on circular economy, on the UN SDGs, net zero, that are directly topics related to the conference today, but also on innovation, to assess your organization ability to create the right innovation culture, and also disruption. So this questionnaire was developed at the start of the pandemic situation, but it helped asking the right question to support your organization when there is a difficult time or a transformation. And I will now focus on the first 3 diagnostic tools that we currently have. The first one is around circular economy. For this lens, as you see, we have adapted or colored the EFQM model into a more circular economy color set, and also some of the criteria and criterion part have been are focusing more on circular economy, circularity, etc. But still, the logic of the model remains under those 3 questions, those 3 pillars: direction, execution, and results. So as tools, you will find the questionnaire, which is exactly working the same way as the questionnaire for the EFQM model. And you will have a set of 28 questions, so between 7, 8, 12 questions for direction, execution, and results. And that's very much to give you a first idea of where your organization sits in terms of its circular economy. And then we have what we call the diagnostic tool. That's a more rigorous diagnostic that will enable your organization to see at deeper level the degree to which circular economy is embedded into the organization. And that diagnostic tool is working the same way as the business matrix advanced. So it's looking at your organization at criterion part level and a full radar scoring. So even though the description and the content of the tool is on circular economy, it's using the same principles as the EFQM model and the scoring. To give you a bit of outcome from the questionnaire, so we can see that the highest score here shown on this bar is how well the organization contribute to development and prosperity of the society by offering sustainable solutions that cover environmental problems such as climate change, diversity, biodiversity, etc. And the lowest score, it's in the result area, where the performance and the relation to targets set in embedding circular economy is not always perfectly implemented. And this is a questionnaire that you can use freely on the AssessBase. If we look at the UN Sustainable Development Goal diagnostic tool, again, you will find two tools similar. The questionnaire, 25 questions, just to see and to start creating a strategic roadmap on how the SDG can be integrated into your organization. And then a more robust diagnostic tool, again, similar, working as this business matrix advanced. And that's very much to go in depth into your organization and to see in depth at some of the criterion part level where and how the SDGs have been embedded into your organization. And again, here we are the scoring is done on the radar attribute level. Looking at outcome from the questionnaire, so we can see that some high scores are related to some activities within the organization linked to enhancing the working condition and the people practice. And the lower score is how the local community around the organization perceive that the contribution to the UN SDG is very much within the organization's activities. So again, we come back to the somehow stakeholder perception. So whatever we see as high score or lower score within the model scoring is also found into some of the answers and the questionnaires and the data that we can run. So on circular economy or the UN SDG, so far we don't have enough data to run these data analysis for the diagnostic tools, for the more advanced tools. We have already some organizations starting to use that diagnostic tool to really dig deep into how the organization is doing against, for circular economy or UN SDG. The last one for today is the questionnaire that we have developed for net zero. So really knowing where your organization is against a net zero approach or strategy. This is the questionnaire, a set of 28 questions against by direction, execution, and results. This is just starting, and the more advanced tool is under development. So that will probably be for later this year or next year. Net zero is it's a topic that's in Europe is still slowly coming out. In terms of the questionnaire, again, this is just starting, so the scoring is based on a small number of answers, but we can already highlight some high and low score. And again, on high score is the work that's done with organization with their partner and supplier to just make sure that whatever the organization itself put in place as getting closer to a net zero outcome is also embedded into the work that their partners or suppliers are doing. And on the lowest score, we come back to the society perception results. So again, the fact that the society around the company does not perceive that the work the organization does makes an impact. You could wonder which of these tools you should use, and this is something that the decision lies within your organization, but it's linked to the current degree of maturity of the organization in understanding and working with circular economy, UN SDG, net zero, innovation, etc. So you can find there are more information on the AssessBase on each of those tools. More information on how the tools are working. And if you have not done it yet and you want to see more of these tools, you don't have access to the full AssessBase, you can certainly try the free questionnaires. So for each of these tools, you can use the questionnaire for free directly on AssessBase. And you will find the link in there. And one of the exercises that we did using the data out of the AssessBase is an extensive analysis to see how the criterion parts from the model relates with each other. So what we found out is that the link between the maturity of the organization and what they are focusing on is an interesting way to look at those building blocks and those, as we call them, magic ingredients to a successful, outstanding organization. So for organizations that are at lower scoring or starting the journey, the focus is very much around customer and how they can create value for those customers. The more the maturity of the organization increase, we see that it includes the strategy and then innovation, having a strong purpose, a strong vision, looking at the data and the knowledge within the organization, innovation, and then world-leading performance organization are very much into transformation and future focus. So this is not just one, it doesn't work as a one-to-one item in your organization, but we get often the questions on, okay, I'm a good performance organization, maybe my score is around 300, 400 points. What's the next level? How can I go higher? How can I build that journey? And so that chart is showing that the next level would be taking into consideration innovation, having a strong purpose and vision, etc. So this is not just you cannot just take one block. You just build block after block and add those blocks into your strategy, into your journey towards an outstanding organization. So I'm happy to take any question if there is any questions, Katalin.
Thank you, Vinciane, for your presentation. I'm looking at the questions, and we have one question. How and when can we get access to this data that was presented today by you? I think that we can definitely say that the presentation has been recorded, so it will be shared via the Canopy itself, and it will be available at least for a week and a half after the event. But is there any kind of platform where we can get an easy access to the data that was presented today?
So yes, well, although that's still being built at the moment, but if you go to the website digitalefqm.com, that's the front end from AssessBase. So there you will find some data. We are currently reviewing and reshaping all the pages around the different topics and the lenses. And also, Katalin, feel free to share the current presentation to the participants as well.
Thank you very much, Vinciane. I do not see any other questions. I just would like to have a remark. Listening to your presentation, it came to my mind that actually from all sides, what we see is that the stakeholder perception results, specifically society perception results, are being low. So for me, it means that we definitely cannot be blamed of being active in greenwashing, because we are not selling well even what we are doing well.
Indeed.
That's for me a big message, that that even if we are performing well, either on the EFQM model itself or on any of these specific focused topics, we are still not able to make it attractive or to sell it to our overall, maybe for the customers yet, but to the society definitely not well enough.
Yes, and it's not because the organization are not doing it. It's more also, it's probably also on the side that the organization are not able to measure correctly the perception of those of the society around it.
Mm-hmm. Thank you very much, Vinciane, once again for your presentation. I think it was a very interesting, and having such insight into the data that is coming out of what we are all working on inputting into the systems. Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Thank you.